Hello again, everyone, and welcome to episode number 11 of Casting My Climb. So, after the last game went very unfortunate for us, we're back in with the next game. So, let's go over the teams. We got in the top lane, we got the Tryndamere for the blue team. Shyvana's going to be the jungler for them. Cassiopeia, the mid laner. Yasuo is the bot carry. And Lulu is the support. For the red team, we got Mundo in the top lane. Varus in the jungle. Akali is the mid laner. Smolder is the bot carry. And Malzahar is the support. So, I'm gonna point out something immediately for this matchup. So for once, as always, I'll say I am in this case the Smolder of this game, and this was kind of a funny situation. I was picking the match. We were in the draft phase. Oh, Tryndamere goes first in on to the Mundo, but not really much about that. So back to the point. We went into the draft. I picked Smolder up, and then my jungler just decides to pick Varus, and then is like, "Yo, trade with me. Did you go jungle?" And I'm like, I don't have point. And so he locks in Varus, and it's like, trade jungle for me. And I'm like, nah, fam, nah. That is not how this thing works. So, yeah, we got a Varus. Meanwhile, we have in the game, we have the Cassiopeia. And the other side, they seem to just want a Yasuo, so it is what it is, you know? Yasuo doing Yasuo things. You know how it is. But yeah, that was a very weird pickup, that Varus, and yeah, it's not going to help the team pretty much, I would say, for a while in this game, because you kind of don't really have a jungler who can really gank or farm. Well, farm he can do, but he can't really gank, he can't really do objectives, so it's kind of like a screwed situation, to be honest. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah. Basically, that's how this game kind of began in this one. Bit of an unfortunate situation, gotta be honest about that one. And we did have two good games last. Well, two of the last three games were good. So, it's probably Riot's way of saying, hey, you've done too many good things right now. Another thing I will point out already, I've played all the games that are up for last patch. I'm going to wait till I do the next batch of games till that. But basically, okay, Akali went in there and just got ignited, but couldn't win that one out either. Bit of a rough situation, honestly. Bit of a very rough situation right now. Yeah, so goes in onto the Smolder, just takes a bit of damage there, but still has to vibe with what happens there. Mundo gets blown up by the Tryndamere, so this is going to be a very awkward situation. Tryndamere now looking for the Varus as well. Has popped the ghost. Varus has hit the flash, but Tryndamere still gets on top of him. He's still running away. Ignite as well, and just a dead Varus. Double kill for the Tryndamere off of nothing. 2-0 is the lead at 4 minutes for the blue team. And of course that develops almost like 1,000 gold lead. And if we look at the situation right now, most of it is just the Tryndamere, which is not a surprise, to be honest. But yeah, that's a big part of this as well. Mundo goes in there, tries to put some damage on there as well. They are exchanging blows. Mundo could actually win this one if he's careful enough. He needs one more hit there. Unfortunately, not a hit there. Tryndamere trying to find a way out of this one. Gets the briefcase thrown at him. Return kill for the Mundo, so he won. Doable for right now for the red team, but it is a bit of a rough situation, let's be honest about that one. And right now, it's going to be a very interesting situation how this one completely develops out of this one. Smolder just trying to farm up as much as you kind of want to do as a Smolder. As well, the biggest problem is right now you got a big Trudnamir who has 2 kills already. He is probably going for the Blade of the Rune King if we look at what he's built up till now, I would say right now. Yeah, so goes in there, takes a bit of damage there, but not really much about that one. Meanwhile, Akali's getting bullied pretty heavily by this Cassiopeia. She gets the ult off there, and Akali's just taking the damage there. Flash in there as well, another Snakebite, and the Twin Fangs finish that one off. 3-1 for the blue team, and the lead is kind of moving in a range where you don't want to see it this early on. I mean, the other part is doesn't help that you have a Varus jungler. That's a bit of a problematic situation, and with the Varus, there's no pressure really on the Drake, so that's going to be an easy Drake for the blue team here. Not really much to be contested here, really. And that's that. Trudnamir goes in on the Mundo, has a level up already, so level up on the Mundo already, so this is not a situation where the Mundo really wants to play around with, to be honest. Because if the Trudnamir plays this out correctly, he should have the Undying Rage there to get on top of the Mundo, kill him, and still move his way out of there. One. But right now, just that's the situation. Mundo's trying to hold himself up as much as he can, but really there's not much he can really do about that. Trudnamir and Mundo are still exchanging blows here right now, going in there. Trudnamir probably has the Undying Rage still up there. Mundo has popped his ultimate as well, so that's another point about this one, really, where you have to be careful about that one. Good Snakebite. Twin Fangs are coming out there. Ignitus as well, and Akali's just dead. Varus, level 5, trying to go on to this Trudnamir. I'm not sure if this is really the play you want to go for. Trudnamir just goes on top of the Varus, kills him off. Mundo has no opportunity here, and I don't know what that play was. Trudnamir says, okay, I know what I can do right now, honestly. But he's still being careful kind of with Mundo, to be honest. Otherwise, he would have probably pulled that one out there. I feel like the Trudnamir should just be killing that one, but Undying Rage is on cooldown, so that's an opportunity actually to not take it. But still, he takes down the Mundo there as well. Shyvana's down the bot lane. Doesn't get anything. Yasuo does get a knock up there, but can't really take advantage of that one. Ali goes on top of the Cassio. Cassio gets the Petrifying Gaze once off again. Twin Fangs are out of there. Still a lot of damage has been put on top of the Psychology. She managed to go invisible. And Ignite runs out of there. Damage is there. Twin Fang takes her down. And that's another kill for the Cassiopeia, who's 3-0 right now. And 7-1 at 8 minutes. So we got... At least we got a kill every minute in this game. And Varus picks up the Cassiopeia. Yasuo goes in with the ult there. However, is now the Malzahar ult mom goes into the wind wall, so that's a bit unfortunate. What the hell is the Lulu doing? Yeah. Oh, Malzahar goes in there a bit too heavy. There's Ignite as well. Burns down to the ground and is dead. Yeah. So, Ralai's on the Cassio is already up, and the Blade of the Rune King for the Trudnamir. For the red team, it's not looking good. 2,000 gold lead already. 8-2 is the skill score right now. Varus is... I don't know what the Varus is looking for, let's be honest about that one. Trudnamir, who's a level ahead, goes on top of the Mundo. Mundo's has to pop his ultimate just to get away from that one, and that's just kind of it right now. Right now, the red team is in a horrendously bad spot. And when I say horrendously bad, I mean horrendously bad. And that's not even an exaggeration, let's be honest about that one. We see Mundo moving in there, just taking a few slaps in there, all good. He is fine with this solution right now and just puts some more damage in here. Looking for something, can't really get much out of that one. Shyvana's here as well, so no opportunity whatsoever to play something out of here. Well, Akali takes a bit more damage here, so not really in a good opportunity here. Akali gets on top of there. Petrifying Gaze comes out and misses completely there. They do get on top of that one. Did bring out the Chains of Corruption, but didn't really do much about that one. And Cassiopeia goes down, so 8-3. And we're about almost 10 minutes into the game. Lead is still almost 2,000 gold, so not really in a great spot right now. Varus tries to get something out of there. Not really much you really want to do with this one, let's be honest about this. It's not the situation. Meanwhile, Shyvana picks up the Void Grubs. Varus is just sitting on top of that, doing whatever he can, really. And I'm not too sure how you really want to play this out if you are this red team right now. You kind of just have to take what you get, really, right now, because you have the problem. You have the jungler who's not really a jungler. You have the Mundo who's fighting off the Tryndamere. That's quite nice. The Tryndamere is already with 4 kills ahead. Cassiopeia has 2 kills as well, so it's a very, very rough spot you're in right now. All looking about there right now. Akali gets on top of there, takes quite a bit of damage. There's the Ignite. The Twin Fangs are coming out still there. Flashes in there. Not enough damage, though. Yasuo once again misses the tornado there, so that's an opportunity for this red team to take advantage of this in the bot lane, but the bot lane is not looking... is probably, I would say, the one lane that's looking decent enough right now. But that's kind of the rough part about it. Shyvana gets on top of the Varus. Chains of Corruption comes out of there. A lot of damage being put onto the Shyvana. The Q doesn't do the job, and Malzahar's poison does the job. Meanwhile, Tryndamere gets a kill on the Mundo in the top lane while tower diving. And I'm not too sure if this would be the play actually to do. Varus wants to go for this dragon. I'm not too sure about this one, though. This is really the play you want to see. Trying to do what you can here right now. A lot of pressure is going to be put onto this one. You guys at least get the smite, so that's an opportunity to be there. 1 Drake on each side. 9-5 is the score. And the lead has been slowly melting down. It's a bit over 1,000 right now, but... actually, not even over 1,000. It's under 1,000, but it's a fine lead still right now for the blue team. Especially considering that a lot of the gold is on that Mundo there. Varus is, I think, in the lead right now, if I see that correctly. Yeah, but it's still not a character you would put much stock into, to be honest. Oh, once again, the Yasuo did flash in there, tried to get the tornado, didn't get it there. So right now, the bot lane is holding up as much as you can, really. The bargain. There's the Malzahar ult. There is now the Lulu ult as well. Mom comes in as there too. So a lot of pressure being put on there, but not enough there. Tryndamere still trying to push this Mundo away pretty heavily here. And almost everybody used their ult in the bot lane. Yasuo didn't, because he didn't get an opportunity to do that, but Tryndamere still creating so much pressure on this Mundo. Mundo doesn't really have an opportunity to farm. He needed to farm even, then he would be ahead of the Tryndamere, but right now the Tryndamere is so far ahead, it's not really an opportunity to play around with this one. We're seeing a lot of situational plays right now, which you don't really gonna go about right now. Ivana is now hovering the mid lane. Akali, I'm not too sure she's aware of that one. Does manage to dodge the ult there, so that's an opportunity to play around that one. Malignant's on the Malzahar. Hubris now on the Smolder, so there is some opportunity here for this Smolder to do something about this game, but right now you're not in a good spot. Not at all. Tryndamere takes a tower shot, so that's another damage being done there. Varus comes in there, but Tryndamere just goes on top of him. They do get the root on him. So can they take him out there? But I don't think there's much about them. And I think Rage has been procced there, so that's another situation there. Yasuo went full onto the Malzahar. There's an opportunity to knock up on the Smolder, but Yasuo can't really take advantage of this one right now. Takes quite a bit of more damage here. Not much to be done about this right now. This Molder is in a good position still. A great position, actually, I would say. However, I'm still not sure if you really want to take this one down as much as you can right now. Molder just sitting there right now. Varus trying to create some pressure, but I'm not too sure if you really want to do that if you're the Varus right now, because if you play this too aggressively and get caught out, you're dead. you're just dead off of that immediately. That's the other problem you have right now if you are on this Varus right. The 300 gold, the lead has melted down to 300 gold, so there's been a lot of farm. Shyvana is here now. Says hello to the Varus. I don't really understand why the Shyvana is so scared of the Varus. I feel like that should be an easy play for her to play around right now. Mundo trying to create some pressure onto the Tryndamere, but Tryndamere just takes down the tower, and now Mundo's in a bad spot because also he has to get away from there, but the Varus just walks after him. He pops the ultimate, gets slowed down a bit, but Tryndamere is kind of fine with this situation. But I'm surprised there's the ult on to the Yasuo. Bad Smolder ult there. Just hit the wind wall, just badly positioned there. That was totally a bad Smolder ult there. And that is actually a beneficial wind wall for the Yasuo there. What's there? Horrible play. Just gotta look at that one. Tryndamere going for the recall right now. A lot of pressure being put on top of this. And Windwall comes up once again, so there's another chance to play around this right now. Mundo just sitting there trying to get some pressure on top of that one. And all is done with that one. Shyvana once again another objective. Kind of to be expected, honestly, out of this game. Good Petrifying Gaze there onto the Akali. Akali's in a bad spot right now. Has to be very careful about Flash, and actually woods that one out. I'm surprised about that one. Mundo pops the Ghost. Tryndamere has 12. Tryndamere has run out there, and Mundo gets a kill, and slowly this is dipping in a way I don't think that really the blue team would like to see. A charge comes in there. That's going to be the tower gone. The two towers are gone. Navori Flicker Blade on the Tryndamere. Kraken Slayer on the Yasuo. The Yasuo evens out the situation now. Has now an item as well as the Smolder. Smolder's looking for a push there. Shyvana is looking for the wraparound vow, but doesn't really look like that one. Okay. Cassia has now picked the Archangel Staff up. She is in a great position still right now. Can't say anything against that. Shyvana sitting in the brush. This could be a very dangerous situation. She just walk out of there now. Goes in with the ult, so has now an opportunity, but Malzahar hits a great ult of his own. Windfall comes out of there. Blue ult on top of the Shyvana as well, so there's a lot about that one. Yasuo's looking for some more opportunity there. Gets a good knock up on 2 there. Flash from the Varus here. He's trying to find a way out of this one. Yasuo goes on the Malzahar, takes him down. Meanwhile, Akali has gone on the Cassio, has the flash out of there. Mundo's now coming in from the side, misses the cleaver there. So not a good situation to be in here right now. Gets the second one, but still not the greatest position you really want to be in here. And that's the second Drake for the blue team off of everything here. The lead is okay, I would say right now, because if we look at everything, it's about a 600 gold lead right now for the blue team. If we look at probably how it develops, surprisingly, the Varus is even with the Shyvana. That surprised me quite a bit, but the Tryndamere now goes on to the Varus. Varus does get the root there, but the Undying Rage should not be enough, actually. Okay, that's a bit of a surprise there. But yeah, a lot of the lead is pretty much in the top side. That's kind of evens everything out there. That's going to be how everything has developed right now. You can give the Smolder a bit more breathing room. We could get the stacks up, and maybe that's a chance for Moonstone Renewer now on the Lulu. Malignance is on the Malzahar, so there is... The Akali has now the Hexa Gunblade, but only one item, while the Cassiopeia... I mean, that's probably a Cassiopeia thing that a lot of Cassiopeia players have not gotten used to having actually now items early on here. Malzahar goes in on the Shyvana. This is a bit of a bad situation. Let's be honest about the Mom goes into the wind wall once again. Shyvana takes down Malzahar. Smolder follows the death as well, and that was a pretty bad play there. Let's be honest about that one. Malzahar got caught out. Smolder tried to support that situation, and both paid the price for that one. And now Akali tries to even out the odds a bit, tries to get a kill onto Shyvana, does get that. Gets a good E in there. Petrifying Gaze misses. There is the Polymorph on the Akali. No chance to get out of there. Malza now Yasuo goes in onto the Varus. This could be an opportunity for the Varus to get a kill here. They do claim the Yasuo's life, but Varus falls as well. Cassio and Lulu are the survivors of this one right now. There is now the Mundo looking to pressure the Cassio more, but the Cassio is doing quite a good amount of damage, to be honest about this one right now. Mundo's doing what he can right now. He does have He does have the Warmog, so he has a good HP regeneration right now. Meanwhile, Tryndamere top side is just pushing in this tower. No opportunity about this really to do much about it. Tryndamere's just doing what he can. Mundo picks up the Heartsteel, so the Mundo could become a big win condition for this red team right now. Tryndamere goes on top of Malzahar, just gets on top of him, gets him slowed down. Mundo tries to get in to help there. Malzahar stands for a moment, gets taken out. Tryndamere goes in there, picks up the Undying Rage, tries to find a way out of this one, but Mundo places him down. And this is right now, I would say, the biggest problem we do see on this game right now. You have Varus is not horrendously bad right now, but the problem is you can give Varus some leeway, but for objectives, it's not really that good. I'd say right now, got the Akali who's not really creating the pressure you kind of want the Akali to create on top of a Cassio. While Malzahar does what he can, Mundo's the one successful there, is now an ult onto the Mundo. Mundo does pick up his passive, so it could not be a big opportunity right now for this blue team to pounce on that one. We're now 21 minutes into the game. It's 15-11, and we're closing in about 2,000 gold lead for the blue team right now. Kali goes into the back line there, gets hit by the Petrifying Gaze, ult on top of that as well for the Cassio. Tries to pick up the Cassio, but Cassio survives thanks to the Lulu ult there completely. Mundo has to watch what's happening right now. A lot of damage there. Mundo's doing what he can, really, but problem is you have a big Tryndamere standing somewhere. You got the Cassio, who's pretty far ahead. You got Smolder and Yasuo are kind of even, gotta say, right now in this game, if you look at how everything goes. Varus gets just picked off by the Tryndamere there, and Tryndamere just slaps him down. Malzahar is alone versus two. The Mundo's a bit far away. Tryndamere goes in as much as he can. Picks up the Smolder. Ult on to the Shyvana, but not much about that one. And Tryndamere does die to a tower shot, but that's still not enough there. Ravenous Hydra for the Tryndamere, Essence Reaver for the Smolder. Mundo has to find a way out of the situation right now. He's taking quite a bit of damage, but he can still walk away because it's Mundo right now with the Warmog, so he goes where he kind of pleases anyway. But the big situation we have right now is you got a jungler who's doing nothing, let's be honest about that one, really, for the situation. He's doing some damage, there's no question about that one, but I wouldn't say it was worth to have a Varus jungler for what's happening in this game right now. TP's coming in from the Malzahar, so there are 3 right now for the red team there as well to fight around this one. Problem is they need to win this fight right now, otherwise it could become very damning how everything goes. Cassio's putting as much damage as he can on the Mundo. Mundo's pushing her off. Varus should just be doing the Drake right now, let's be honest about that one. Kali's trying to style on the Yasuo, and Yasuo gets the ult there, so that's an opportunity to play around this one. Comes in with the ult. Shyvana comes in around as well. Mundo does claim the kill on the Yasuo, so that's something about this one. Shyvana's trying to find a way out of this one. However, there's not much about this right now. Varus does pick that up. Shyvana gets ulted by the Malzahar and goes down to the Smolder, and that's another score there. And you're going to take this not going to take this mid-tier one down because there is a Tryndamere as well, and that's a big problem. Mom comes in there trying to help the Smolder House as much as you can, but there's not really much that you can do with this Tryndamere just running you down. Mundo picks up the kill in the end, but still it's a kill for that, and we're still about 2,000 gold lead right now, 22-15, all in favor of the blue team right now. The only thing that's even is the Drake score, because that is 2-2. That's all we can really look at right now for the situation. Do you see the Mundo's in a bad situation? He has to pop his ultimate there. Does lose his passive as well, so that's another thing that could cost dearly later on, but right now we are in that spot. Twin Fangs are coming out quite a bit for the Cassio. The Cassio is a pretty big hitting machine right now. If we look at the score, has the Archangel Staff, has the Rawleyes, is probably going to go for the Leandries next. Tiamat on the Mundo, so going to go for the big Titanic Hydra, and is done with the Titanic Hydra as well already. So we look at the items right now, we see a Ravenous Hydra, Blade of the Rune King, and the Flicker Blades, as well as Berserker Greaves on the Tryndamere. Mundo has the Titanic Hydra, Warmogs, Heartsteel and the Swiftness boots. Kind of what you expect from Mundo. Meanwhile, Shyvana has the Sundered Sky, Kraken Slayer, while Varus has the Dusk and Dawn and the Gnasher's Tooth, but I still feel like that's not going to be the ideal place you want to have this Varus in. We said the Cassiopeia, we talked already about the item. Meanwhile, the Akali has the gun, Hexagon Blade, and Shadow Flame, so there's something. Not really that much, to be honest. And Runamir is going for the Akali as much as you can right now. Smolder trying to do as much damage as you really can do on him. Undying Rage being popped there. Trying to find something out. It's over now, and he goes down to the Smolder. This is an opportunity right now for this red team to actually pull something maybe out of the hat right now. And Mundo is walking in there quite nicely there. The Varus Q misses quite widely there. Not really much about that one. Defense is now the key of this game right now. They get on top of the Lulu. Lulu immediately explodes. However, the grounding is pretty rough there. Root on top of the Cassio. Cassio has a flash out of there. Mom comes in there. Cassio barely survives that one, but that's going to be the tier 2 mid turret down. This could be an opportunity for this red team to now figure something out there. Durelias is now on the Lulu. And all is well in this one right now. They do take the inhibitor turret, so this is an opportunity right now. So be very careful about this one. Shyvana's close by. If they can do this, they could win this game immediately out of this one. But right now, there's not much to be done about that one. We could just see the red team backing off. They probably want. Seems like they want to do Baron because that could be an opportunity to play around this one. But gonna get rough. They have to win another team fight. That's something they do have to keep in mind a lot of the time. They have to win another team fight. They have to beat it once again. Tryndamere. Lulu walks up once again. Takes quite a bit of damage. Not enough there. Mundo is taking huge amount of damage. Tryndamere went up there. Has the Undying Rage up right now, so it's in a bad spot right now. Petrifying Gaze hits the Smolder. Smolder's dropping pretty low, but does survive that one. Mundo's still walking in there. Akali and Mundo are in the backline taking them down there. Smolder is very, very low. Has to back away. Shyvana's trying to find a way out of this one. This could be an opportunity actually for this red team to turn this one completely around because now the gold lead has bounced in favor of this red team. You got almost a 3,000 gold lead here on this red team right now. What a reminder now on the Smolder as well. So some more opportunities here for the Smolder to do some damage here. This is going to be the big part about it now, how you want to kind of play this out. A lot of foot is being put onto that one, and that should be the top tier 2 down as well. So this is another opportunity. We do have Baron up and available right now, and this could be an opportunity. You kind of need the Mundo there as well. A lot of damage being put on top of the players here. And there could be a wraparound. This is now the dangerous situation we're kind of in right now. There could be a wraparound. Mundo comes in now. So it looks like the Baron is going to be safely secured, which extends the lead quite a bit. However, Ocean Drake is the next objective on the map, and that could be a decider. It's 2-2 right now. I would say right now, as the red team, you do have kind of a lead, but you don't really have the biggest opportunity to play this one out. You kind of need a pick before you really go for this Drake. But that doesn't seem to be the intention. Shyvana has been forced to flash out of this one. However, Mundo is sitting around trying to create some pressure right now. All are there right now. They're corrupting chains of corruption miss completely there. Mundo's still walking up there. Goes well. Good ult on that one, but a good petrifying gaze as well, and that gives the Tryndamere a lot of opportunity there. They do get on top of that one. Yasuo's going on top of the Smolder, trying to get still on top of Smolder, doing as much damage as he can. They do take down the Yasuo. This is now the opportunity for this red team to actually just finish off this game. Smolder had to back off because he lost a lot of HP. Shyvana gets out of dodge right now. Just keep on pushing forward. This is the opportunity. You have a Baron buff. You have everything. You should be getting this one right now. This is going to be a very interesting situation. Shyvana sitting there right now in the base looking for an opportunity here. Does take a briefcase. Shades of Corruption hit there. And that's a dead Shyvana. The Nexus turret, first one is going down. The second one follows shortly after. And congratulations. The blue team turned this one around completely. And that is a lovely plus 19 LP for me. So, thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next one. Bye bye.